In the wilderness therapy program that I went to, we were forced to sleep on the ground outside in sleeping bags. So we didn't get tents, an actual picture of the sleeping bag that I slept in. We only got one water bottle this size. That's it. And our food came in these like plastic bags. The only thing we had in terms of shelter were tarps. So if it was like raining overnight, we would tie the tarp to like 2 trees and then sleep underneath it. But when it rains, the ground gets soaked anyway. So we would wake up in wet sleeping bags. We essentially had no protection from wind and also from animals. There were bears, there were coyotes, scorpions, there were tons of bugs, fire ants, blood-sucking gnats that were relentless and left welts on our body, and we had no bug spray. As far as my period, mine completely stopped because of the physical and mental stress that I was under. Other girls, you would have to request a sunshine pack. That just consisted of a few tampons with the cardboard applicators, which suck, and some pads and like some wet wipes that were taken out of the original packaging and put into a Ziploc. The reality of the situation was that we were hiking, sweating, and sleeping in the same change of clothes at least a week at a time. It was real nasty. We smelled rank, like it was disgusting. And we were forced to hike anywhere from like 5 to one time we got lost and it was like a 20-something mile hike. Every day we would be hiking and sweating. When you're sweaty, dirt sticks to you and sand and dust, and eventually it forms this like hard layer like caked onto your skin. And if you pour water on it and like scrub, it won't come off. And so we called that permadirt. It was like a layer of permanent dirt. And when I did get out, it took several showers just scrubbing for hours to get that shit off. Like there was a visual difference with my skin tone. I have a picture. Here's 16-year-old me in wilderness, and I feel like you can see it, especially like around my knees and like on my arms and my neck. That was permadirt. All that being said, I've struggled with my mental health my entire life, but things really took a crazy turn when my parents split up. They had like this crazy public messy divorce right before I turned 16. Everything in my life and my family's life just like turned upside down. It was a pivotal moment in my life for sure. And my response to all that chaos was to just stop caring about myself. I literally lived by here for a good time, not a long time. I was skipping school, sneaking out, drinking, shoplifting, driving without a license, meeting up with college boys off Tinder. Like, my girlfriends and I were always in the backseat of some random 24-year-old's car with music on max, chugging straight from the handle type shit. And this was also peak Zandemic, so literally any pill I could get my hands on, I would just take. The last straw for my mom was when we got into a really big fight and I took her car and ran away with my best friend from Connecticut to Rhode Island. Neither me or my friend had like a working phone. My mom had taken my phone, so I had an iPad and her phone wasn't connected to any service, so we were literally just like off the grid missing. This whole time we weren't going to school either because we were just like, fuck it, fuck our lives, like let's just run away. So when I finally did go home, I asked my mom if I could like have an inpatient stay at a mental hospital. Everything like escalated a lot and I just needed like a sort of restart and like some sort of like mental support, and she said yes. So I thought I was being transported to like a mental hospital, but it ended up being much worse than that. The main thing that convinced her to go with Wilderness over other programs is that they told her that kids who go there end up going back to work there, but in hindsight, like that's a cult, babes. Yes, but letters were a privilege rather than a right. So you couldn't be causing problems, you couldn't be hike striking, picking fights, you had to listen to the staff, shit like that. So of course I tried to tell my mom what the conditions were actually like. Here's part of the very first letter I ever sent my mom. You can pause to read the whole thing. I'm just gonna read a couple sentences. So there's no running water here, no toilets, no actual showers. The food is extremely hard on my stomach and I'm never feeling well. The showers here are just you pouring water on yourself in the middle of the desert. We don't get deodorant. It's extremely unsanitary. I'm having an awful time trying to go to the bathroom in the woods. It gets really cold at night here and I wake up in the middle of the night with numb feet every night, sometimes more than once. A little bit later into the letter, I'm begging you to give me another option. This is not for me. I understand you sent me here out of love, but what you've done has hurt me more. I've broken down and cried on almost every hike I've been on here. There are many other options out there that will work significantly better for me. I'm scared and I'm taking you even more seriously than I was before. Literally cannot learn here. I'm already in way over my head dealing with everything here and it it cuts off, but it says to begin addressing my issues. So you would think reading that from your kid, holy shit, I need to pull my kid out of this freaking program, right? Except the program preps parents. They literally give out manuals, basically predicting everything that kids are going to say to the parents and then telling the parents that the kids are lying. Here's a cute little snippet. It says your child may complain about being hungry or that he does not get enough food. This is completely normal. This is the healthiest and least fattening food your child has eaten, so they will feel hungry. We had a dietitian measure our food for calories, and they are getting 3,300 calories per day. They are also seen by a medical professional every other week.